AI, right? AI is everywhere, but I'm not here today to talk about what AI can do. I am here to talk about what AI can't do. Last month, I spoke with a company leader who had automated nearly everything. His onboarding, his reporting, even internal communications. His team was running extremely smooth, smoother than ever. And yet, he told me something I really didn't expect, but actually I have experienced myself. He said, "Matt, I still wake up at 3 a.m. feeling like I am behind." And that sentence captures what so many high-performing professionals in technology and business and leadership are quietly living with today. According to multiple studies, more than 70% of senior leaders report feeling exhausted or disconnected. And that's despite record success and growth in their businesses. So what the heck is the real bottleneck? What's going on? And what do you do about AI automation challenges? I don't know, but what if? What if it's not AI? It's not the technology. It's not everything going on in the world. What if it's your mindset? That's what I want to talk about today. This is when smart brains run on outdated beliefs, man. It's got to stop. And it's not the workload. It's the identity behind it. So many high achievers operate from invisible scripts that, once fueled their success, but now it holds them back. I mean, I felt this. Have you felt this? The need to be essentially the smartest person in the room? Have you told yourself, if I stop pushing, I'll fall behind? Or once I achieve X, then I'll finally feel better. These are not time management issues. They're belief management issues. And this is what I call the developer paradox. The more capable you are, the more likely you are to over-identify with your output. You code faster, you lead bigger teams, you build smarter systems, you're the front of technology, you're implementing AI, but you ignore the silent friction that is underneath everything. You keep saying, "Man, I'm fine," but fine is often the mask that hides invisible burnout. The kind that drains creativity while keeping you looking productive. And here's a truth bomb for you. No tool, no AI, no line of code, no super cool prompt can fix what's happening between your ears. You've got to address this. And so what's needed isn't more output. It's what we call flow. What you need is more flow. Flow is the optimal state where challenge meets capacity. That's the space where your mind feels focused, creative, and alive. And in an AI-driven world now, it's more critical than ever because AI automates the known, humans innovate the unknown. And flow is where innovation actually happens. So when you operate from force, you're pushing the boulder up the hill, you're grinding, you're overthinking, you are stressing your system. But when you operate from flow, you experience clarity, confidence, relaxation. Most developers, founders, CEOs, leaders, they break at the same point. When their external systems just advance faster than their internal ones, you can automate your calendar, but you cannot outsource your energy or your focus or your mindset. And it's your internal operating system that silently shapes everything. How you lead, how you decide, how you show up. So let me ask this. You've optimized your code, your AI, but have you optimized your mind? This is where I introduce leaders to a framework I call the MindFlow Cycle. It's a neuroscience-based process designed to shift high performers from burnout to flow. It basically unfolds in 5 phases. The very first phase, I've already said this is mindset. It is mindset reset. Mindset reset. I love how that sounds. Identifying and clearing out outdated beliefs that cause resistance. The second thing it does is it focuses on the reboot, right? Reclaiming attention and restoring clarity. And then third, it's energy calibration. Understanding where you naturally thrive and where you leak energy. So what helps you become energetic? What increases your energy and what drains that energy? Okay, and then reflection. It's reflection integration, extracting growth from failures instead of looping on them. And then the fifth part is aligned action, executing from clarity and confidence and not urgency or fear. And this is the internal wiring. A friend of mine, a senior tech leader, came to me believing her team respected her only because she over-delivered. She was burning out quietly behind her polished success. And through this process, working with me, she rewired her identity from doer to leader. And here's what happened. Her team began to rise. They felt her energy, and it's not because she worked harder, but because she finally stopped trying to hold it all together alone. This is the question I ask every high-achieving client. Who are you if you're not achieving? And that question usually sits in silence for a moment, as they're thinking. It's like, who am I if I'm not achieving? Because it cuts deep. And it's deeper than strategy or performance. The thing about AI, it can replace intelligence, but it cannot replace identity. It can execute tasks, but it can't resolve the internal friction that makes brilliant minds feel constantly behind. Your next breakthrough probably won't happen from another app or system or tool. It will come from a shift in how you think, lead, and live. When you clear the limiting beliefs that keep your nervous system on high alert, you unlock mental and emotional space for flow. And in that space, work doesn't get easier, it gets more meaningful. So what's the real transformation we're talking about here? People often say, my life changed. But that moment rarely comes from an external win. It comes from the internal unlock, the moment your mind stops fighting itself. In the age of limitless technology, self-awareness is still the ultimate innovation. Because no matter how intelligent the systems we build become, it's still the human behind the code, behind the AI, or the company that really determines what's possible. So before you optimize your next process or implement your next AI tool, pause and ask, have I upgraded my mindset? Have I upgraded as fast as I'm upgrading technology? That single question could change everything. So, as always, I appreciate you being here. Subscribe, share this video with anyone who may benefit. And if you need more resources, check out our website, www.mindflowcycle.com. I would love to see some comments. Let's get a conversation going. And as always, stay strong.